Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's November 30th, 2020, and yesterday Thea and I posted a video on our recently purchased Model Y, and we did a review of our Model Y. And today what I'm doing is responding to some questions that were raised after posting that video. So I thought what I do today is take some time and answer those questions. The first thing that I will say is that I am an investor, a long holder of Tesla stock, which is much more than an automotive company. It's one of those disruptive industries that I'll be going into more in my investing video playlist ultimately. What's on the screen now is Gigafactory 1, the one in Fremont, in Nevada, and it was one of the largest buildings in the world at that time. And since then, there's been Gigafactory 2, Gigafactory 3 in Shanghai. There's Giga Berlin going on now, and Giga Texas as well. So there's lots of amazing things going on. And one of the things I should have done is mention the websites where you can get some more information. And I'll try to put some links to these sites. So the first thing is the Tesla's official YouTube channel, and that can be searched by just going to youtube.com/Tesla/videos. And that brings you to this screen right here. And there's a whole variety of different videos from one of the security features of pin to drive, dog mode, sentry mode, trip planner, charging at home, battery day. This is a long one, which goes into the various technologies of the batteries that are being used in the various types of lithium-ion batteries that are in the various cars that are currently being produced and the new cars that are about to be produced in the near future as well. The Cybertruck, their test crashing, some of the software updates. Currently, we're expecting over the holiday period here a new major release, a new firmware update coming up. And as we mentioned in the last video, Tesla's always releasing new surprises and boosts and all things that are just amazing. So which makes the owner experience absolutely amazing because you're always getting something new as a result. So this is their official YouTube channel, and I encourage anybody who's interested in this to go to their site. The official Tesla website is tesla.com, TESLA.com. And we'll be going back to the site in just a moment to just give a quick introduction to the site. But one of the questions I did get was that I'm going to answer right off the bat is, can you fit a large dog like a Doberman's crate inside of the car? And we have very large dogs. We have over 100-pound Doberman now, but we've had Great Danes, Mastiffs, Rottweilers, and Dobies throughout the years. And so when I go to Amazon, I could see the dimensions of their largest dog cage, and it's 48-inch cage. It's 48.5 inches long by 30.25 inches wide by, I think, 32 inches tall, or 33 inches tall. So that will not fit into the back of the Model Y. And another site that I'll try to make sure I put in the description below is Clean Technica. And Clean Technica is all about EV news. So if you want to find about electric vehicles, news on Tesla, various electric vehicle events and all, clean energy, solar energy, wind energy, and all, geothermal energy. So there's energy storage. Clean Technica does a very good job of giving you some timely information on what's going on, major events, exclusive events, and all, so you can find out a lot of valuable information, not just about Teslas. So I did a quick search on their site, and they have a Tesla Model Y dimensions, full list and table. They really do a great job, so we can get all of the exterior dimensions from the ground clearance, the G here, so we can see it's 6.6 inches or 167 millimeters from the road surface to the undercarriage to where the base of the battery pack is set, the frame. And it gives you the wheelbase, the height of the vehicle, the length of the vehicle, the length of the wheelbase, all of those bits of information. Then your interior dimensions. I very seldom have I found a vehicle that I can get in and out of easily because I have short legs and a long torso, and I'm always hitting my head on the door jamb. With a Model Y, it's easy to get in and out of. So you've got your interior dimensions here for leg room, headroom, and so on, front, rear seats, all of those things, both in imperial units and metric. Then we get into the luggage area, what you can fit in there, 5 carry-on suitcases for your frunk, all your different areas. The trunk height, 27 inches high. The trunk width, 43 inches. It shows you the small areas where I showed where we had the grocery bags on the side and all sorts of great information here as well. And they have a nice little full in-depth review of the Model Y that they've done. I'll have to go and check that one out. I haven't seen that one. So, and I'll put a link to both the YouTube channel and the Tesla and this Tesla Model Y dimensions list in the description below. Now, going to the Tesla.com, this is their landing page or their home page, I guess. And this has changed since when we ordered our car and all. So it's starting off with a feature. Now up here there's a menu to the right hand side where you can choose the Model S, Model 3, Model X, Model Y, solar roof. Solar roof is different than solar panels. These are solar panels on this roof here. And a solar roof means that the shingles are actually solar components as well. Then you can shop and there's more stuff. If you live in Canada or other countries, you can go to Canada, Mexico, pick whatever country it is to get all the information and the language all set as well. So that's what's off to the side menu over here. You can get back to this main page by clicking this tab up here at any time. The solar panels that sit on top of a pre-existing roof. You can learn more about it. $149, the lowest cost in America, money back guarantee. Really, they've really driven down the cost of solar panels significantly. And that goes on top of an existing roof. So you've already got shingles of some sort or metal roof there. Then we get to the Model S, and you can see you can order from existing inventory or custom order, and you can learn more about it by going through the process as well. The Model 3, you can look for existing order, custom order. The Model X, and the Model X is the I guess the mother of the Model Y. It's an SUV, a much more luxurious one. This has the falcon wing doors that go up like a bird, like a falcon bird's wings. This is very luxurious and very, very nice. The Model S and the X are really upper end vehicles. The Model Y is getting more into the mid-range community. That's like a $50,000 car. Now they make lower cost ones, but today we're going to go ahead and look at this in just a moment. Then we go down to the new solar roofs. I'm sorry, apologize for this. Go to the solar roofs, and this is if you're having a new building or having a roof replaced. Well, there's no sense in putting a roof on there and then putting the solar panels on top of that. You can have the solar shingles, in a sense, installed on this roof, and you learn more about it here, and there's YouTube videos on it. This is their third generation of these solar roofs, and this is going to be, I predict this is going to be really a big trend in the future, is people switching to solar roofs. They're much more durable than existing roofs, slate, clay, fiberglass roofs. They're not going to wear out nearly as quickly, and I think they're pretty much. I wouldn't say they're indestructible, but from looking at there's some videos showing hammers hitting all materials at the same time with the same amount of impact, and these solar roof panels seem to hold up pretty darn well. They also work with all the penetrations. And I won't go on too much more about it. There's probably a Model S in the driveway there. In some of them, there'll be power walls attached as well, so that, and your app on your phone can help manage it. So some of these, the solar panels and solar roofs can, if you live in the right areas, and you have the appropriate metering service, well, you can charge your batteries at nighttime when the utility rates are low, and when peak hours, you can run off of your batteries or run off your solar roof. So you can actually make money. You can sell excess energy back to the grid when you actually are, during peak demand times, and only utilize and recharge your batteries with a lower. So you have a net profit as a result as well. So, and then you can get to all the accessories down here as well. But let's go back up to the Model Y, which is the one we purchased. And so one of the questions I got, well, what was the purchasing experience like? Does Tesla have dealerships? Well, no, Tesla does not have dealerships, and that's one of the things that drew me to going with Tesla as well. One of the things I really love: safety first, but the dealerships were probably in the top 5 reasons. I've never had what I would call an enjoyable experience buying a vehicle, going to a dealership, or shopping around with the dealerships. You always are waiting for them to steal money out of your pocket because someone else is getting a better deal. And remember, they're the middleman. They buy all of the cars on their lot from the legacy automaker, GM, Ford, whoever it may be, and they're paying interest on every vehicle every day on their lot. And they're paying for school taxes, county taxes, state taxes on the property. They pay taxes on the profit that they make. They pay tax. They have to pay the mortgage. They have to pay the heating and cooling. They have to pay for the employees. They have to pay for their insurance, and they have to make a profit. And where does that come from? That comes from you as a markup from getting it from the manufacturer. So by buying directly from the manufacturer, you're basically getting yourself a much better deal. The other thing is, dealerships make all their money, and they don't want to sell battery electric vehicles. They'll sell you a hybrid and want to sell you a hybrid, but they really want to poo-poo the battery electric vehicles and not say good things about them because they don't make money off of them. There's fewer moving parts. There's no oil changes. There's no fluid changes. There isn't the brake shoes that have to be replaced. All of the things that you pay for to maintain an internal combustion engine legacy automaker's vehicle, you don't have to pay for those things. So the cost of owning and operating a battery electric vehicle is far less than an internal combustion engine vehicle. So no, Tesla does not have dealerships. So if they don't have the dealerships, how do you go about paying for them? And that's what I'm going to show you in just a minute with the ordering process and all. And one of the questions was, what was the purchase experience like? So I'm going to break the purchase experience down into 2 parts. And the first part is ordering online, and that's the part we're going to go through right now. So here we're on the Model Y page. I'm going to do a custom order here. Click on this custom order. Now my website's a little bit slow. The internet speed is really slow right now for us. And okay, so first thing I'm going to do, you can see here's the estimated range for the Model Y right now, 326 miles. When I bought it was 316. Through a software and firmware upgrade, they've increased it to 326 miles. There's 135 mile per hour top speed. I usually don't get up that fast. And there's 4.8 seconds, 0 to 60 miles per hour. If you were to get the performance model, that drops down to 3.5 seconds to go from 0 to 60 and increases your maximum miles per hour to 155 miles per hour, but decreases your range from 326 to 303. We went with a long range. The long range is going to be cheaper on insurance than the performance. The more the performance vehicle you get, the more of an issue you're going to have. Now you can select your vehicle based on either include the potential savings, and the potential savings include any incentives or rebates that you get depending on your location. We're in New York State. And cost savings for gasoline, not using gasoline and all. I don't think it includes all the oil changes and other things that are there. But I'm just going to click it on the purchase price because I like everything being right there, what it's going to cost me out of pocket. Now, of course, there's going to be a couple of small fees on top of this. There's going to be the taxes, and there is some other small fee. I can't remember exactly what it was, but this is, I basically took out a loan for $50,000 through Tesla at 2.5%, 2.49% interest rate, and I did it for 6 years. And the reason I did that, this is the first time I haven't paid cash for a vehicle in years, even though we were saving money and put it into an account to be able to buy a new vehicle. I took that money and I invested in Tesla. And full disclosure, we are long-term investors in Tesla. We think that this is the company that's going to make major advances in our environmental state, dealing with climate change, forcing other manufacturers to build more battery electric vehicles, driving down the cost of battery technology, driving down the cost of manufacturing, decreasing the cost to the consumer, decreasing so many of the disadvantageous aspects of the internal combustion engine. So over here to the left, you can see you can either go by a lease, a loan, or by cash. And so I just went by cash. If you click on loan, you can see what your estimated payments are. This is after considering your costs, your gas savings and incentives, but this is what your loan amount will be. So $699 a month for that right now. So we'll just go to next now. Oh, an estimated delivery 2 to 5 weeks down here. Here we stayed with the pearl white. That comes at no additional cost. There are other colors, so the pearl white is included in costs. The red is $2,000, and each one of these colors, the silver and the black and the blue, are all they're all $1,000 more. We went with the 19-inch Gemini wheels as opposed to these 20-inch induction wheels. These may give you a little bit better performance, I'm not sure, but we live in an area of the country where there's lots of potholes. We have harsh winter conditions and all, and there's dirt roads we have to go on as well. So the smaller the rim or smaller the wheel size, 19 inches, the taller the tire is. And the taller that the tire is, the more adaptability to going through potholes or going through rough terrain. There's less of a chance of having a blowout. Less of an issue. So, and actually we ordered 4 more tires from Tire Rack with that are 18-inch wheels with snow tires and appropriate lug nuts with it as well, and some spacers. So instead of going through Tesla, which would have charged us more, and I really wanted 18-inch wheels, because remember, the smaller the diameter of the wheel, the greater the height of the tire, which is going to hold up better in rough roads and in potholes and all. And you know, there's potholes all around us as well. And autopilot right now doesn't try to miss potholes. It tries to keeping you right in the lane where you should be and avoid vehicles and all. And if you want to add a tow hitch, that's $1,000. And there are a couple of YouTube channels that are towing their 3,000-pound trailers behind them. It will decrease your range, so you won't get 326 miles out of a full charge because there's a lot of wind resistance and some weight there as well. So that increased wind resistance is something. One of the things that Tesla has done is they've really decreased the drag coefficient, the wind resistance. So the batteries don't have to work. The electric motors don't have to work as hard to push through the air. So that's one of the functions of this beautiful design as well. So go to the next page here. And so this is interior color. We stayed with all black interior color. The white interior color is an additional $1,000. I think this looks fine to me. If you really wanted to impress people and you go with the pearl white, it looks awesome. It's easily cleanable and all, but for the added $1,000, I'd rather invest that $1,000 into my portfolio than spend it on white seats. And I'm just not into it. And Thea isn't either. You can get the 7-seater. Now this is a 5-seater, the 2 front bucket seats, which are extremely comfortable. The 3 back seats in the back row, which fit an adult my size fairly comfortably as well. And then you have that beautiful all glass roof you can stargaze out of as well. So the back is very comfortable, very well designed. But I haven't seen the 7-seat. I imagine that the 2 additional seats have got to be for small children, is what I suspect. I don't know for certain, but that's what I suspect. And then autopilot. So autopilot, basically, and you can read about all these things. Autopilot comes standard with the cars now, and they brake automatically during cruise control, so that if the cars, so if I set the cruise to 65 miles per hour, and there's something happening up ahead of us, and they're all going at 30 miles an hour, I don't have to take it out of cruise. It will adapt and keep an appropriate distance between you and the vehicle, and you can set the distance as well. It does. It doesn't do lane changes autopilot, but it'll keep your lanes even without there being markers on the road. So it'll steer appropriately. It'll brake appropriately as well. Full self-driving, and I've talked about this FSD betas that you can see online. It's amazing. It's almost, it's just basically robotic transportation in a highly technological vehicle that's very environmentally friendly. So, at this point, since we don't have government approval and it's still in beta, excuse me, I apologize for my throat. The vehicle, it basically drives itself, and it's getting better and better every week. And that's one of the advantages of Tesla as well. All of these vehicles are constantly sending data back to the mothership, to Tesla headquarters, and it's constantly compiling information about different circumstances. So it of course it recognizes speed limit signs, it stop signs, and pedestrians and vehicles coming from different directions. But noticing a new type of vehicle, or an airplane being in the road all of a sudden, or paper bags flying across, or trash cans coming across, it's still learning and gathering all this data, going through machine learning and spitting that back out to the fleet of vehicles, so that the cars are constantly getting better and better with each update that they push out from headquarters. This, one of the other questions I got about was, how did this affect our insurance? Now, we have our insurance through State Farm Insurance. We're both older, both in our 60s. We don't have any, and we have all of our other insurances, our homeowners insurance, umbrella insurance. We have several insurance policies through State Farm, so that keeps the price low as well. And I think that what's going to be happening is Tesla is going to be able to make insurance change, because all this data, like I talked about Sentry mode, it can tell when someone is going up and keying your vehicle or keying a neighbor's vehicle. It can tell when somebody tries to break into your vehicle or someone else's vehicle. It can see an accident. It can record the accident event of other vehicles in front of you, or someone with road rage trying to push you off the road. All this information will be good information for the insurance company, and Tesla has started an insurance company as well. Right now it's in California, and this will drive insurance rates down because there's much less fraud. There's just like when you go shopping, so much of the cost built into the profit from what a company makes. The difference between the profit and their costs is a section where there's fraud that happens with theft, or some of the supplies falling off the truck, or being shorted when it gets delivered to you. And the same thing with the insurance company. There's so much fraud that goes on with vehicles, with all the data that goes on. So if somebody says this happened to a Tesla, they can just pull up the data on the vehicle and say, no, that didn't happen. And when someone goes to steal your car, we can just open up our phone app and we can follow the car wherever it goes. When Thea goes to work, I can see where her vehicle is at all times by looking on my phone app. If I wanted to toot the horn or slow the vehicle down, I can do those things. So there's so many things that through the software as a service and the this advanced automation and distant control, it's going to make insurance fees go down. Now, we had a 2008 Prius that we sold that Thea was driving just before this, and so we took the Prius off the road and put the Tesla brand new Model Y, long range dual motor, long range Model Y on the road, and I think it cost us $30 or $40 more per 6 month period. Then so it's like $200 per 6 month. I think it's under $500 a year is what we're paying for insurance. Now we're older, we have clean records, we have multiple insurance policies under the same company, so all of that drives things down as well. And we've been with the insurance company now for 40 years or so. So that answers that question. But the full self-driving is going to be changing everything. There'll be times where there's not a steering wheel in a vehicle, and they may even outlaw, by 2040, outlaw people unless you have a special permit to actually drive a vehicle, because the full self-driving is going to be so much safer than what a human drives at all. So those are things that are possibly coming in the future as well. So then you click on next. That's $10,000 for the full self-driving now. When I ordered the Cybertruck, it was $7,000, and when we got the Model Y, it was going to be $8,000, but we didn't get that. And the estimated loan payment would be $699 a month with $4,500 down, 72 months at 2.49% APR. So that's what we did. I just made it $750 and did like $3,000 down like that, because I didn't want to disturb the amount in my Tesla shares, because I see over these next several years the Tesla stock value going up so much that will completely offset the 2.5% interest rate that I have on the vehicle, that I'm paying on the vehicle to have the vehicle. Okay, let me look for some other questions that we've got here. The Doberman, we talked about that. The Doberman's large breed dogs can easily fit in the back of the Model Y, but the cages can't fit in there. Being folded up, they can fit in there easily, but not fully expanded to house the pet. What's charging like at home and on the road? Well, right now we're using the charger that comes with the car. So the Model Y has its own charger. It's got about an 18-foot cord, and it goes into a 110 outlet or 120 outlet. That is ours are 20 amp breakers, and okay, so here we are charging at home. We purchased 2 of these wall connectors, and they come either, I think, an 8-foot or 18-foot. This is just so you can coil up your charging cable here. But I purchased 2 of these, one for the Cybertruck in the future when it comes out, and one for the Model Y. And these can charge up to about 30 miles per hour, I believe. We'll look at that in just a moment. And here are some a group of, if you're traveling a lot, having a bundle of the NEMA adapters that can plug into your charger that you carry in your car all the time, so you can pull these other ones into it. This is an adapter for other vehicles. I don't know what this adapter is actually for, but this is for other charging systems that are out on the road. I'm not sure which ones there are yet. And here's another adapter for a different charging unit, a corded mobile connector. So this is similar to the one that we have in the Model Y that comes with the car. And here's a different adapter on here, but I'm going to go to these NEMA adapters here. Bear with us for a second. So this is a Gen 2 NEMA adapter. So over here, this isn't the one I'm going to want. So down here you can look at the various, so this is the attachment that plugs into the cord that comes with your charger, and this plugs into whatever NEMA plug that you have. And so if you wanted to say, well, geez, I have a Model Y and I want to get the maximum charge rate, then I need at 29 miles per hour of charge, I need a 650 or a 1450. Well, the 650, if I come up here and select the 650, that's the same unit that I use for my welders. So it behooves me to have this because I have these ones in my workshop. If I want to charge one of the vehicles in the workshop, I can plug this adapter, which costs $35. Each one of these adapters, I believe, are the same price. But you can just plug this into your charger, and this is what the receptacle will look like. So that's what it'll look like on its face. And so there's ones that are dryer hookups, range hookups, and all, and those are going to be your 220 outlets. So this right here, well, I say 220, and they're indicating it's 250. 220, 240, 250, or 110. Each one is 110. So you're coming off, these are dual breakers. So this is one breaker and a second breaker, and this is a ground here. And so this will charge your vehicle up to 29 miles per hour if you have a Model Y. If you have a Model X, it'll only charge it to 20 miles per hour because it's a larger battery. Your Model 3, it'll charge it up to 30 miles per hour, a little bit, and I'm not sure why this is 29 and that's 30. And the Model S is going to charge it at 23 miles per hour. So you're drawing a lot more charge out of it, and you can charge your vehicle much more quickly. And with the cold weather where we are in New York State, sub-freezing temperatures for months, that decreases the range of the vehicle, and it takes longer for the battery to warm up, and you'll probably want to go ahead and warm up the interior of the car and warm the battery ahead of time so that it has more efficiency. So leaving your car plugged in at home all the time but when Thea's at work, she's gone by 7:30 in the morning, drives 30 miles to work. A car sits out in the cold for potentially 12 hours, 10, 12 hours. Goes ahead and pre-warms the vehicle before getting into it, and then that makes things more efficient. Now the Model Y has a heat pump in it, which is much more energy efficient for getting the battery temperature at the optimal range, so warming it in cold weather and cooling it in hot weather. It also is more efficient at distributing and moving the excess heat that needs to be dissipated for when the batteries heat up too much, get warm and they need to get cooled. It can redirect it into the cabin or redirect it into other areas as well. So it has an octo valve, which is a patent that Tesla has to control this heat pump, which is going to extract as much heat out of the cold air as possible to most efficiently heat the compartment and the battery so that it has optimal systems. And warming your car up warming the batteries in cold weather before you're taking off will give you better efficiency and better range as well. So all of these things are things that you you need to learn about, but it's pretty easy with using your phone app to do these things. And we could use the outlet charger all summer long without a problem, but I am concerned with the degradation of the efficiency or the range of the battery over 4 days, and not having, with long days Thea working, that there'd be enough hours to put enough charge back into it, either putting 4 or 5 hours. And it may not take as charge as rapidly in the garage that's cool as well. So so far we've had a really good time charging the battery out of the wall outlet from our garage. It's worked out very well for her entire week, but as the cold weather progresses, it's not going to work as well. Can you charge in a regular American outlet? Yes. You're in Calgary. If you have outlets that are meant for heaters and all, it's probably a higher amperage. So if you get your appropriate NEMA plug for that in your area, you'll probably charge at a faster rate. Just like we look at these ones here, you just have to figure out which NEMA plug you have. You may be able to get 10 miles or 14 miles per hour of charging. So I think that's the end of the questions. I hope I've gone through it. I tried recording this a couple of times and I ran into some problems. So if you have any more comments and questions, please leave them below. I'll leave some links to the Tesla websites and the Clean Technica website as well. There's lots of really good information here. I'll be talking more about some of the aspects of Tesla in my investing video coming up pretty soon as well. And if there's other questions about some of the aspects of what makes Tesla superior to the rest of the EVs that are out there, that are about to come out, I'd be happy to talk about those things to the best of my knowledge anyways. So you folks stay safe, take good care of yourselves, and enjoy yourselves. And if you're interested in buying a Tesla, please consider using our referral code in the description below. That gets you 1,000 supercharger miles for free at a supercharger. It gives me 1,000 supercharger miles for free, and I think it puts us in a drawing. And there's many thousands of people in these drawings for either a Model Y or a Roadster or some other thing. And that I'm not too sure about. And if you were to buy, let's say, the solar roof or a power wall or solar panels through Tesla, I think you get a $250 reduction or rebate as a result of using the referral link as well. Thanks so much, folks, and take care. Bye-bye now.